Саламат Мұқашев атындағы Атырау политехникалық жоғары колледжі. Электрмен қамтамасыз ету мамандығына арналған шетел тілі пәнінен бейне сабақ. Оқытушы Гапурина Ж қызы. Сабақтың тақырыбы Renewable Energy Resources. Learning objectives. Students will be able to explain the differences between renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Identify renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Analyze the use and effectiveness of one renewable source of energy. Let's go on our lesson by the program Neoport. Renewable energy resources. Before the starting lesson, look at the video.
Around the world, renewable energy use is on the rise, and these alternative energy sources could hold the key to combating climate change. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is generated from sources that naturally replenish themselves and never run out. The most common sources are solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. Over 80% of the total energy consumed by humans is derived from fossil fuels. However, renewables are the fastest growing source of energy in the world. Renewable energy has many benefits. First, it can combat climate change because it creates no direct greenhouse gas emissions. The only emissions that they produce are indirect, meaning those that result from manufacturing parts, installation, operation, and maintenance. But even those are minimal. Second, renewable energy can decrease pollution and therefore reduce threats to our health. Wind, solar, and hydroelectric systems create no air pollution emissions, and geothermal and biomass energy systems emissions are much lower than non-renewable energy sources. Third, renewable energy is a reliable source of power. Because renewable energy sources are, well, renewable, they will never run out. Once built, renewable facilities cost very little to operate, and the fuel is often free. As a result, renewable energy prices tend to be stable over time. While renewable energy has many advantages, it is not without downsides. It is difficult for renewable energy sources to generate power on the same large scale as fossil fuels. Building wind farms and dams can disrupt wildlife and migration patterns and lead to ecological destruction. Both solar and wind energy are intermittent. They only generate power while the sun is shining or while the wind is blowing. Batteries can store excess energy for later use. However, they are often costly. While renewable energy presents some challenges, it also offers an environmentally friendly alternative to the greenhouse gas emissions and pollution of fossil fuels. And as advances in technology make renewable energy more accessible, affordable, and efficient, an end to climate change could be within our reach.
Today's our vocabulary. Renewable resources, non-renewable resources, fossil fuels, insulation, hydropower, geothermal energy, solar energy, wind energy, ocean thermal, biomass or biogas energy, nuclear energy. The energy resources which can be used to produce again and again are known as renewable energy resources. Solar energy is the energy the Earth receives from the sun, primarily as visible light and other forms of electromagnetic radiation. Wind power is good, renewable, clean and free source of energy for power production. Geothermal energy is the heat from the earth. It's clean and sustainable. Resources of geothermal energy range from the shallow ground to hot water and hot rock. Biomass is a renewable source of fuel to produce energy, because waste residues will always exist in terms of scrap wood, mill residuals, and forest resources. Now let's move on to interesting tasks. Our first task is called Time to Climb. Okay, let's start. Answer the questions. Choose the right answer. The first question, which of these is non-renewable energy resources? Second question, which type of energy does not come from the sun? The third question, where does the energy come from in geothermal power stations? And the last question, which of these is a disadvantage of geothermal energy? And we will see the result at the end of the game. Our next task is called matching pairs. Match the words with pictures. I'll give you just one example, then you will do it yourself. For example, this is hydropower. Our next task is called fill in the blanks. You will complete the sentences using the words below. For example, the first sentence. Renewable energies are generally spoken of as opposed to fossil natural energies. When you have entered all the words, click Done. Our next task will continue in Learning Apps. Match the words and their definitions. I'll give you just one example, then you will do it yourself. For example, to convert to cause something or someone to change in form or character. Then we will continue the tasks in the program Kahoot. Now you must enter game pin 7, 8, 5, 4, 6, 6, 3. Okay, let's start. Renewable and non-renewable resources. The first question. Coal, oil, and natural gas are all Second question. Lack of sun would be a disadvantage for using. The third question. To use hydropower, you would need geothermal energy is energy made from the splitting apart of uranium atoms is a disadvantage of using fossil fuels is energy that comes from living things is a disadvantage of solar energy is and the last question, an advantage of hydropower is. At the end of the game, the winner is determined by his number of points. At the end of the lesson, your home task will be to learn by heart the new words, to make a presentation about non-renewable energy resources. The lesson is over. Goodbye.